wanna see the flame, so don't spark the match. We like rookie Kurt Angle, make your ankle snap. Three amigos like Eddie, but don't lie, you steal. Only cheat when we gotta, but to win we will. Mike skills like Dusty, but go hard like Brock. I'm a stunner like Austin, dropping elbows like Mach. Y'all don't wanna see the finish, cause it's us on top. 1, 2, 3, get the V and get a warrior pop. Yo!
Hey, yo! This is Joe from the Bump Boys. We got Danny and Will. How you boys doing tonight?
What's up?
Doing good, chilling.
So, tonight was a very interesting night, very difficult night for a lot of wrestling fans. Tonight was the night they announced they took Scott Hall off of life support, and a couple hours later, Scott Hall, Razor Ramon ended up passing away.
Literally like 5 minutes into Raw. Like they literally couldn't even did they put up the I missed the very beginning. Did they put a remembrance?
They
Or
did,
did
yeah.
They did?
They
So
did.
they knew it before the 5 minutes.
They did, yeah. And then you had Joe messaging us, he's not dead, he's not dead.
So just want to put thoughts and prayers to Scott Hall, his family. First person of the NWO to pass away. The whole wrestling community definitely in shambles right now. A lot of good people. Reach out to me, reach out to them. Growing up, Scott Hall, he was the ultimate heel. He's just one of those people who he was the business. He was a big part of wrestling.
Underrated guy that never held a world title.
That is true. He was one of probably the biggest IC champions.
Mm-hmm. With him and Shawn Michaels.
So,
survey says he will be missed.
And then I think let's just open up the show with one of the most famous quotes for Scott Hall. Hard work pays off, dreams come true, bad times don't last, bad guys do. So, without further ado, boys, let's jump into the show. So,
only perfect that we start out with Damian Priest.
Yes, we're gonna get into the KO part. He did open the show, but we're gonna say all the KO Rollins stuff towards the end. But it's like Danny said, it's only perfect. We opened it up with Damian Priest, Finn Balor. Damian Priest, looked up to Razor Ramon, and I personally was not feeling this match for a while, like previously weeks. Tonight, I think this actually hit like chord for me, like the Razor's edge that he hit on the announce tables to Finn, and just the subtle things, him pointing up to the sky when there's entrance. Razor was a big impact in his life, so I thought it would have been disrespectful and a shame if Damian lost tonight. So,
sorry to cut you off, but he actually gave him permission when he got to the main roster to do his entrance, to do his type of walkout. So
yeah, there was a whole segment on that, like a backstage thing, where he was like, "Hey, I want to do this," and he was like, "Bro, it's ours. It's not mine. It's ours. Do what you got to do. Go out there and kill it." So
that's nice.
The only thing I didn't like about this match was Theory's involvement. It was a little unnecessary. Maybe it's setting up for WrestleMania Backlash, but I wasn't a fan of the Theory involvement in this match. It just kind of seemed like it wasn't.
It made no sense. It made no sense. I thought Pat McAfee was gonna come out. I thought Pat was gonna hit. I thought they were gonna hit with Pat's music.
Or at least I thought they were gonna announce hey, he's been suspended for a couple of weeks and fined, yada yada yada. But it was just Theory flipping out on the announcers. But
yeah.
Overall, I did like the match, and Damian should have won.
Yeah,
and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next match. Omos versus Commander Aziz. Danny, did you see this match by any chance?
Yes, I did.
What was your opinions on this?
Why you basically just buried Commander Aziz to Omos?
He looked like
You just
a
buried
bitch,
one
bro.
giant. You buried one giant to another giant. What the fuck?
And then
Quickly too.
And then they'll bury the here.
And they buried Apollo Crews because at one point, Will, you said you missed this segment. He literally grabbed Apollo's head, like a Q-tip, and threw him.
Like the Kali, like how Kali used to grab motherfuckers' head with his hands.
Do you think they're leading to fucking Omos versus Kali?
No, I don't think that. I will say this. There was one spot in here that had me going like, "Holy crap!" It was the suplex.
Oh yeah,
Almost hit. That thing was like, first of all, like they're 7 foot tall, these people. So when you think about his feet was like what, 13, 14 feet up in the air after you take a foot off for his heads. Oh my gosh, the crowd popped for that moment. But Aziz, I think they could have waited till Mania. They could have milked this as a Mania match, but WWE jumped the gun on that one.
It's fine. I don't know who Omos's match is gonna be.
I thought it was going to be a pre-show match.
It's gonna be an Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
That's it. That's what I'm going for. I think
it's gonna be the clear favorite for Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Not even close.
It's Omos taking it 100%.
Next match we had was Liv Morgan versus Queen Zelina. Morgan wins as Zelina is frustrated with Carmella for not being, a partner, not pulling her way to the tag team.
She literally sat in Cody Graves' lap.
Yeah, this Corey Graves Carmella thing is it's all right. It's a multi YouTube channel, but it's kind of weird. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah, we get it. You're dating. Now get up the fuck
out. You're dating and fucking. We don't. Yeah, they're dragging us along too much.
You know what the segment reminds me of? Will you ever see No Jumper Adam from there?
Yeah, Adam.
Yo, why Corey look like Adam?
Facts.
And I just watched.
I know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, I watch. The other podcast he has.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. That's all I kept thinking about when I see that because I don't know. But we'll get off to that. I digress. But we got the Hurt Business versus Mysterios. Hurt Business wins. I don't think we have to talk about that. Do you guys want to talk about that?
No, I don't remember that.
It's kind of mid. Perfect.
No, it was just the Miz and Jake Paul costing the Mysterios the match, and then they.
Yep.
Jake Paul and then the Miz were beating up the Mysterios, and then they turned the table, and then they were gonna do a double 619 on Mr. Logan Paul, and then
I think I went to go eat dinner. I think I ate chili. I think I was eating my chili at this point.
With beans?
Yes.
Little cheese, little green onions on top.
Little cheese.
It was an okay segment. It was a very.
See, Danny's chili was a better segment than this match.
Facts.
Next, we had the Edge Dark promo. Basically says this is the best version of himself. If he had the
new theme song.
Yeah, the new theme song was pretty dope. Basically, he was like, if you had the old version of me, the broken down version of me when I came back, you definitely would have beaten me, but there's no way you're beating, Dark Edge. I kind of like how they have like Edge Light and then Edge Dark kind of. So I think it's kind of funny that they have that type of thing, but it was a good promo.
I think it's a good way of doing it.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Go ahead.
It definitely with them because they don't really have that many mythical characters again. Like they lost all their mythical WWE characters gone. So like you don't have the Fiend no more. You don't have Cross. You don't have any of those weird mythical dudes.
No Undertaker anymore. Nothing like that. No
Boogeyman,
no Kane. Yeah, did you guys hear his reference to his song? He was like, "You guys think you know me." The reference to his song, yeah. He's like, "You think you know me,
but you know nothing about me."
Yeah. I was just like, that's so perfect, though. Like, only Edge would like be able to like I will always promote if you're good on the mic, it will carry your career. Like that literally will help. Well, obviously he's a great wrestler, but mic skills will always.
So I like this gimmick, but I think it's funny that Morbius is coming out, who was like, from the Marvel universe, and all I thought was Blade. These whole past segment, it's like, he looks like someone like Blade would be messing up in a nightclub, kind of.
You know what I kind of thought about? I kind of thought about the Black family. It gave me a lot of Black family-esque vibes.
Yes.
To me.
Yes, definitely. I feel like I'm watching AEW Black Family.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought about. I was just like, Alistair, he's trying to take your gimmick. Be careful there, dogs.
We had Doudrop and Bianca. Danny, do you want to go into the segment? I know you want to rant a little bit.
Sure. So, yeah. This match has gone on 5 times or something ridiculous 5 times since like December. It's the same ending every single time. Bianca winning. Or Bianca winning Becky distraction. Bianca winning. Becky something.
It's because Doudrop is it's a bigger female. They don't have a Nia Jax anymore, so it's just like, all right, we're gonna show off, the EST, Bianca's strength and her ability and her agility to
Same
get
shit
around.
for 4 months.
It's I don't know. Like, I thought they were doing something good when obviously like she defeated Rhea Ripley in the decide your spot, last spot at the Elimination Chamber, but
I don't know.
you got to mix it up. Yeah, I feel like it's just been like don't get me wrong, like Becky has done a lot for this
Still
division,
complaints
but now WWE is just like, oh, we had something good, now we're just like milking it. I hate when they do that.
Honestly, this reminds me of WWE 2K22 GM mode, where you have to do the same shit over and over again.
Oh, really? Oh, God.
It's not bad, but at one point the wrestler will complain. You guys are doing the same story over and over again. Please get me out of this match, or I'm gonna quit your show.
I'll be like,
But
but
you
hey,
have to
it's
maximize your
WWE.
rivalry. But they sometimes do it when your rivalry's at its peak. And I'm just like, really? I got to do one more match with you so I get 5 stars.
It's a WWE classic. If it's in real life, it's got to be in the video game. But this was an okay
All right.
segment.
Let's go on to a nice segment. I think we all had some ideas about. We had Randy coming out, throwing a little party for Riddle. You dropping that F word again, friend. This is his 18th year going into, or his 18th WrestleMania, he said, right?
Yeah, like
18th WrestleMania, which is crazy. Yep. And the Street Profits come out. They're playing the heel. They're playing the heel.
It looked like Randy was teasing a heel turn when he like opened up that last box. He wouldn't let him open.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was good. I thought the Street Profits did really good playing the heels. Riddle, confronting them like, hey, what's going on? I thought we're friends. And they're like, bro, when it comes to those tag team titles, there is no friends. Like, it's winner and losers. And right now, y'all smell like ass. And then, like, it led to a match. And, they both fought for the end of the segment. It's like, instead of we want the smoke, he was like, nah, we ain't going to end it on that type of bullshit. We ain't end it on, like, RK, bro. And the match was a banger, too. The match was pretty good.
It was. For the promo, I felt like that's where they should have had. When Montez Ford was like, when the crowd was starting to interrupt him, I thought that was the perfect time for Montez to just turn heel and be like, will you guys shut up? Or like, will y'all shut your mouths or something? Like, I think he was giving off very like heelish vibes. Montez Ford.
They should have pulled the trigger.
They should have, yeah. Like, if you looked at his face.
I feel like they're going to be the anti. Chad Gable and Otis are the heels, and and Montez and Dawkins are gonna be like the tweener,
like the in between. You love them, you hate them, kind of. Yeah. I thought like the way Montez Ford was looking, like he just had he would make such a great heel. I feel like this would have been WWE's chance to be like, you know what, let's try something different. Let's just say fuck it and let's go on and just pull the like. It was funny because Montez Ford is all serious and like, and then you just see Dawkins there just smiling at the whole segment, just like that. But I was just like, this would have been a perfect heel turn. But the match was amazing. I thought the match was really good.
My favorite part of that whole segment with the match and promo was the popcorn part, where he's like, "Oh, did you get the popcorn at like plugged like a famous popcorn place in like Jacksonville?" And then he was like, "No concession stand popcorn." He's like, "Oh, Randy, you know how much I love a concession stand popcorn."
It's that good. I know how much Danny loves that concession stand popcorn.
Hey, if you rewatch my video, I was getting them that time I was at SmackDown. I was getting a concession stand popcorn.
Facts.
In the video.
He had the popcorn at the AEW event. He loved that popcorn. It's buttery. It goes pop, 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 pop. No. It goes pop, pop. It makes your mouth go pop, 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 pop. My horse are diabetic. Butternut. Butterscotch. Yeah.
So, and then Alpha Academy laid waste to them, and I loved it how, like, it's slowly fading to black, and all you hear is, thank you! And it, like, fades. But then right after that, there was a segment that's like, we're sorry to talk about the Scott Hall thing, and I'm like, oh my fucking God. I was like, you did not just cut to, like, oh, thank you. And then like a sad moment. It was just one of those moments I was laughing. I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrible.
Yep, that was the hardest part because they break the Corey Graves and like Byron Saxon like crying on the video package.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like,
It
I
was
feel like they were texted right before that segment, hey, he actually passed.
like he fully passed. I feel like it was, once again, we'll have a video on this, and there's also we'll have a link in the description box below to we did a little tribute video for him as well. But let's move on this way, because we could talk about this all day about the Scott Hall situation. We'll have a separate
Agreed.
video for that.
And then did you want to do this one or do you want me to run through it real quick?
No, go ahead, you go.
So I'm gonna give you guys a quick rundown of the segments between Rollins and KO. KO started off the show, talk shit about the universe and Stone Cold. Started a camera.
But before we start off, the show started off first with Stone Cold. Stone Cold opened the show with that backstage basically saying, "Oh, I'll see you at WrestleMania."
Yeah, but wasn't that like something that they did like previously?
Yeah, there's a YouTube video that they posted, but still.
He wasn't backstage. This man was in the middle of nowhere in like Texas. This 2 minutes
That
sound like it was
like,
this was backstage,
last Tuesday.
running a program in like the locker room. And he was
in
backstage.
the middle of the desert.
Yeah, he was backstage 1,500 miles in Texas.
So all right, I'm gonna run through this segment real quick because there was a lot today.
Yeah.
KO came, talked shit, stunnered a cameraman. Cameraman sold it pretty good. Next we go on
that man
to
a contract.
Yes. Next we go on to Rollins, still sad. KO's like, you need to think of something and figure out something else. His idea is, let me just steal KO's spot at WrestleMania. We get a match, and long story short, KO wins the match clean. No interference, nothing. Rollins' WrestleMania plans are up in smoke.
A lot of speculations that Cody Rhodes was going to show up, and we didn't get it. So there's the
fucking Cody Rhodes drinking game for WWE. Every time they mention either Dashing, Nightmare, or like they tease the crap out of them.
That's what they're doing. It gets you to watch Raw. It's like I'm gonna, obviously it's Road to WrestleMania, but if Cody shows up, I definitely want to be there for that. Was it you, Danny, that mentioned it, that this would have been the perfect time for him to actually show up? And to show up, in one of Razor Ramon's famous lines is, you know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here. That would have been an amazing way if WWE to end it. Yeah, it would have been amazing because obviously, Florida, Cody was seen in Florida, actually near Jacksonville, where they
Jacksonville is home of AEW.
Yeah,
is the AEW headquarters,
and it's not that far away from Full Sail, right? Full Sail from NXT, like the Performance Center and shit like that.
That's Orlando. It's probably like
it's like 4 or 5 hours.
Okay, yeah, but he can get there within a day. It would have been an amazing, like, for this segment, out of respect for
Razor.
For Razor. But
especially
I think there's an issue. What's up?
Especially, it'd be a good idea to do that segment, especially with the war stuff, with this whole, because it'd be the first person jumping over if it did happen. All speculations.
Yeah.
Like, I think it would have been good because it was like, hey, when you think of Razor Ramon, you think of him jumping the ship to WCW while he was also on WWE's television. But I think at the same time, if you pulled Cody on this show, that could have possibly diminished the impact of Scott Hall passing away. And think about it, you would have Cody and Scott Hall being mentioned. I think tonight was a good night if they did have that planned, and when it came on air. I think like 15 minutes in that, they announced that he passed away. I think that would have probably took a little spotlight off of Razor. So if it wasn't the plans, them pulling that probably would be a good idea.
What a banger of a match by Cody.
It was a good match, though.
Wow.
So, but that was the Raw review, guys.
That video package
closing
before
marks?
the match too. Oof, that video package before that, like, basically summed up the whole night. That literally summed up the whole Raw in like 30 seconds.
It was a vibe, man.
Did you guys feel there was a shit ton of Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, like filler after commercials?
Yeah.
Like they were just
Yeah,
throwing
yeah.
that shit in like after every
Oh my
commercial. I was
God.
like,
It
holy
was
shit.
that in WWE 2K commercials.
Yes. I was just like, God damn, y'all really pushing this shit. Money,
So I
money,
feel like with
money.
I feel like with every segment though, they were also throwing out long ass graphics, like this Saturday or this Sunday at WrestleMania, this is the match card. Let's
feel
see
like
how they
if-
got to this point. I'm
I
like,
feel
I
like
don't
if you
care.
take away all that stuff away, the show's like literally like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's a SmackDown
Yeah.
show.
It's literally
So-
SmackDown without the commercials.
All right, so no closing arguments or anything.
Oh, what? You got to give
wanna
our rating for
discuss?
the show.
Oh yes. What are your ratings for the show, boys?
Trying to think. I give it an 8. I give it an 8.
I was gonna give it an 8.1. It was pretty good. The middle part was a little slow, but the beginning and end was pretty
For Scott
watchable.
Hall, definitely give it like an 8. They honored him the correct way.
Yeah, I give it an 8.
No, I know how WWE gets shit sometimes for honoring people. They do get some shit sometimes for honoring them.
Yeah, I feel like if you're a WWE superstar, you pass away and you're a bigger star, like you should at least get a video package. And like, who do they just like? I think it was the WWE draft. So who passed away and then they just rang a bell like 3 times.
The one. Okay, I think the one that they screwed us over was there was a show in Connecticut. Someone died. It was a Raw that I think we got that the 3 of us went to that draw.
It was a draft.
One.
It was a draft one.
Yes, I know who it was. I think it was either China who died, or it was that other girl. It was a girl. I know it was a diva. Ashley something.
Ashley Mascara.
Oh yeah, Ashley
Yup.
Scott. Yeah.
Yep, that was the one.
Yeah, but there's more.
I think
to that
China was
story
the
that
fucked
I'm
up. I
not-
think China was the fucked up one. I think China was definitely the fucked up one. There was no video package, no nothing.
Yeah.
But I think that's another topic because that's going on to a completely different subject. If you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
that's a bad subject we don't want to go down right
So
now.
yeah, well, that's another video for another time. But I think that's that was all we need to talk about tonight from Monday Night Raw. Show gets a solid 8 for us. This is Joe, Dan, and Will signing out.
Been a bump, boys. Peace.
Must bid you adieu, goodbye, mwah, and good night. Oh my God, it's so great. Bang!